Hello and welcome to the Tea Party Howdy channel. Well, it looks like Professor Karen got a smackdown. But don't get too excited. There's some good news and there's some bad news with this story. An Iowa State professor threatens to dismiss students who oppose abortion, Black Lives Matter, and more things. However, Iowa State heard the call out and said the syllabus statement as written was inconsistent with the university standards. So let's take a look and then we'll show you the good news and we'll show you the bad news. Oh, if you're wondering what she looks like, if we are to trust this website called The Lid, then this is what she looks like. Ooh, scary. Alright, big intimidating. Alright, here we go. An Iowa State University professor is coming under fire after she issued a syllabus threatening discipline against students who undertook projects that opposed BLM and abortion. And by BLM, I do not mean the Bureau of Land Management. I wonder how they're dealing with all that right now. It's like, hey, wait a minute, we were the BLM before the BLM. Labeled a giant warning, the portion of the syllabus banned instances of othering, which it defines as sexism, ableism, homophobia, and this site actually has the rest of, well, I don't know if it's the rest of the list, but a lot more of the list. Let's see, where did it go? Yeah, here we go. Racism, sexism, ableism, homophobia, sororophobia, which I'm guessing is the fear of women, transphobia, which is the fear of people that used to be women or becoming women, classism, mocking the mental health issues, body shaming, etc. in class are grounds for dismissal from the classroom, the professor wrote. You're supposed to write definitive argumentative papers and you can't mention classism? I mean, you can't mention their race, you can't mention their class, you can't mention their sex, you can't mention their gender, how are you supposed to argue? What are you left with? Quick, I want to see her reports. I want to see how she writes them. Let's see your model. The same goes for any papers project. You cannot choose any topic that takes as its base the one side doesn't deserve the same basic human rights as you do. Okay, you understand in arguments, that's how that works. And let's not forget what human rights are. And they are given to us according to Thomas Jefferson, and the country has adopted from God. No arguments, blah, blah, blah. I take this seriously, it added. Oh, let's look at her again. Let's look at this woman who takes it so very, very seriously. Oh, look at that. She's giving you the look. She's giving you the look. I hope that's actually her. I hope this website got it right. Okay. Now, we mentioned that the university came out against it. After reviewing this issue, because they got called out, after reviewing this issue with the faculty member, the syllabus has been corrected to ensure it is consistent with university policy. Moreover, the faculty member is being provided additional information regarding the First Amendment policies of the university. Clap, clap, clap. It added, Iowa State firmly committed to protecting the First Amendment rights of its students, faculty, and staff, with respect to student expression in the classroom, including the completion of assignments. The university does not take disciplinary action against students based on the content or viewpoint expressed in their speech. Let's hope. Rarely true, but let's hope. Okay, now, let's get to the bad news. The Black Lives Matter movement began in the wake of the acquittal of George Zimmerman in the shooting death of unarmed black teenager Trayvon Martin in July of 2013. 3 black women who first used the hashtag on social media later expanded their effort into a network of local BLM chapters, not Bureau of Land Management though. However, the broader movement against police brutality and systemic racism, thank you lefties for creating it and then saying it's bad, which reigned after the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis, is decentralized and larger than those chapters. And yet they still have a homepage that says everything that you have to believe in to be a part of them. You should definitely go check that out on the About page. Iowa State University has promoted the organization, BLM, not Bureau of Land Management. After George Floyd's death, of course, because everything is like there's BCAD, there's BCE, and then there's what do they call the time we're living in? Before Common Era? Oh, just Common Era, I guess. Whatever. And now there's AGFD after George Floyd's death and before George Floyd's death. Because, yeah, it's like, and Jesse Smollett is black and gay in every article. Now we get after George Floyd's death. So clearly it's the new timeline distinction. That Black Lives Matter statement pledges a critical examination of our own policies and practices. Scream more white guilt. What is white guilt? Let's ask her. Karen. Okay. Examination of our own policies and classroom teaching to faculty and staff recruitment. Here it comes. Here's the bad news. And staff recruitment to ensure that they are truly equitable. If you're going to a university to become equal, then what's the point of going? Do you see the graduates of the big hootenanny schools, such as Yale and Harvard and Brown, saying, we've made equitable students or we've made superior students? If you're going to college to become equal to everybody else, you failed. If you're going to college to become a master at something, better at something than other people, then you've spent your money well. But if you're just going there to be the same as everybody else, what a serious waste of money. And so this is where the university is like, okay, it's good they're supporting the First Amendment if they actually mean it, because time will tell. Because after all, until it was called out on social media, this dictator was, she was completely cool with it. She had to be called out publicly before she did it. How is it that the school didn't review it? Every school I worked for has made sure that they reviewed this stuff. Maybe not in great detail, but when it says giant warning, hello people. Anyways, there you go. We'll see you in the future.